Good afternoon from Cartagena, Colombia. This is my second video I'm making here. I've actually been here for about 5 days now though, and I haven't filmed much because I've been taking care of some stuff and my travel plans are kind of in limbo right now, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit in this video. First thing I kind of want to discuss is why I decided to come to Colombia as my next country to visit and travel to. Because I had tons of options of where I could have gone. There are a few reasons why I chose to come to Colombia next as my next country to travel and visit over some other countries in Central America and South America. The biggest consideration was I'd heard a lot of good things from friends and other travelers I had talked to and worked with in the hostel stuff. We all had good things to say about it. I can say I can confirm all those. Like, I'm really enjoying it so far. I do really like it, even though I haven't actually gone outside of Cartagena yet. I haven't been here very long. So I'm in the walled city of Cartagena right now, which is where I was in my last video, my first video from Colombia. Behind me, these high-rises back here, that is a part of the city called Boca Grande, which is kind of like the newer, like, I would almost call like Miami-esque part of the city. Number two, the weather. Okay, so we're on the Caribbean Sea here. It's very tropical, humid, tropical Caribbean style weather, very similar to like Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic where I was before. And after spending a long, cold, snowy winter in Colorado, I'm quite happy to be back in the tropics again. Another big consideration I take for visiting new places is the price of flights. Generally flying to South America and North America is generally not very cheap. It's not very affordable. But flying to Cartagena from Denver, Colorado, which is where I was at before in that area, it was actually quite affordable, like just over $200 one way, which is still more than I typically pay, but from North America to South America, it is pretty far. It was quite affordable to get here. Next thing, it's also very affordable here. Like, I think I'm spending less money here than anywhere else I've ever traveled. Food is very cheap, hostels are very cheap, and I can't really complain about that when I can get a meal for like $3. You actually go out to eat and get a meal for like $3 or $4, $5, $6 tops. That's the most I spend, and that's like actually like nice food. And hostels, I'm paying less than $10 a night. So I think I'm paying $9 a night at my current hostel, and it's pretty nice, 6-bed dorm, air conditioned, all that stuff. I can't, you can't beat that. Spanish is the primary language here. I've been slowly learning Spanish for the past like year or so, and I keep going back to Spanish-speaking countries so I continue to learn the language, and I find that here, I feel like Colombian Spanish is a bit easier for me to understand than other places I've traveled to. I don't know if it's just their dialect or whatever, but I just have an easier time understanding what they're saying, as long as I speak slowly, and it's pretty good for that as well. But my first order of business is to find an ATM. I've been like literally living off of the same 100,000 pesos that I pulled out when I first got here 5 days ago. Now 100,000 pesos may sound like a lot, but it's actually only like $30. So it's not a lot, and I'll probably go pull out another 100,000, and it should last me for another several days. Just pulled out 100,000 pesos. That should last me a little while. So it's just around $30 US. I'm now on top of the walled part of the city. This is the north side of the walled city. Caribbean seas are behind me. Boca Grande, which I was talking about earlier, is over there. I just got lunch and I got a vegetarian wrap for 12,900 pesos, which is just about around $3.80, $3.90. With like avocados, tomatoes, mango, spinach, cheese, all kinds of good stuff in there. So affordable. That's one of my favorite things about here, is how affordable the food is, and it's actually good. Another thing I'm loving about being here, other than the very affordable prices and good food, is the fact that I actually get to practice my Spanish, and I actually feel like I'm already starting to improve a little bit in less than a week. So you can go to restaurants ordering food. I'm always like trying to order in Spanish, not using English, because it helps out a ton. And I kind of already feel like I'm improving already, which is nice. So I just got back from the supermarket. I'm back in the hostel. This is the dorm room I'm staying, which is a 6-bed, simple 6-bed dorm. bathroom in here. It's about $9 US a night, I think I'm paying, something like that, which is pretty cheap. Breakfast isn't included, but it's a nice hostel, well located. I kind of want to show you guys what I picked up from the supermarket. Whole papaya in orange. These guava like pastry things, which look pretty good. Never had them before. And some guava juice. All of that was less than $2. So it was about 5,600 pesos, which was I think $1.67 US. So again, so affordable here. It's amazing. After being in Cartagena, Colombia for almost a week, I wanted to kind of give my first impressions of the city. I can't really give any impressions of the rest of the country because I've been to the rest of the country, but at least I want to give my first impressions of the city of Cartagena, mostly the walled city here and Boca Grande over that way, the high-rise area of the city as well. The first thing I want to say is the walled city has like so much charm and so much character that honestly it's probably one of the most beautiful like walled sections, like historical sections of a city I've ever been to. I've been to quite a few across the Caribbean, whether it be Old San Juan in San Juan, Puerto Rico, or the colonial zone in Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic, or you know, cities like Prague in Europe or Budapest or whatever. This one is really, it's right up there with the best, in my opinion. I think it's just a fantastic area. Tons of shops, like restaurants, good restaurants to eat at, and cafes. Very affordable, and it's super pretty, very well preserved. Like the wall here is, you know, they've done a really good job at preserving the wall part of the city to really kind of like capture that charm and character that it has. It's kind of unlike anywhere else I've been to, I would say. It's quite affordable from US standards. The dollar is currently very strong against the Colombian peso, so your dollar goes a long way. It's very beautiful, and you know, very centrally located. Everything you need is located here. The Caribbean Sea is right over here behind me. There aren't any beaches right here in front of the walled city, but down here towards Boca Grande, which is not that far of a walk, 20-minute walk, there are some beaches there. They're not like the best, but for a city, they're actually pretty decent. Now, I'm here in May. It's the end of May now, and which is actually rainy season here on the north coast, the Caribbean coast of Colombia. So I imagine different times of year it's gonna be different. So it has been a little overcast. It rains on and off. Typically every day, honestly, it's been raining every day, but it's still pretty good. If you're coming here and you may want to practice your Spanish, maybe your Spanish is at a basic level like mine, and I'm trying to get to a point where I'm able to actually use it, you know, more and more. This is a really great place to practice Spanish. I kind of find that Colombian Spanish is actually a bit more easy to understand than other places I've been in the Caribbean, so that's good. It's really nice for me to be able to go to restaurants and just try to just order in Spanish is a challenge to myself, and it helps me learn new words and stuff. Honestly, as an example, today I went to eat lunch at a cafe, and I had to use a bit of a combination of like Spanish and English, a bit of Spanglish, but even though the guy spoke English, I still tried to just order in Spanish just as practice for myself. One thing you may want to be aware of if you're coming here is you are going to be hassled on the street, people trying to sell you stuff. Like, it's not as bad as other places I've been to, but it still is a very common occurrence. So people are constantly asking if you want beer or water. Honestly, there's been at least one occasion every single time every day that I've gone out and walked here where someone has asked me if I want either marijuana or cocaine. You can just say no, like it's not like you're in any danger or anything, just firm no. Typically will make them, you know, understand you're not interested. And from what I can tell, Cartagena seems to be a generally safe city. I've never had any issues anywhere I've walked, and I've walked all over, at least like the walled city in Boca Grande since I've been here for the past week. Now, I'm sure there are places in the city maybe you wouldn't want to go, but as a tourist, why would you go there in the first place? It's kind of the question I would ask. From my own personal experience, that's all I can speak for. I would say Cartagena is a beautiful, very affordable Colombian city on the Caribbean coast, and it has pretty fantastic weather for the most part. One more thing I would add, I would say that I personally believe that the better your Spanish skills are, the better your overall experience here is going to be. So definitely brush some Spanish if you're planning on coming here. You could come here without it, but you'll have a better experience if you at least know some basic Spanish. So yeah, those are kind of my first impressions of Cartagena, Colombia so far. Would highly recommend a visit here. It's a pretty cool city. Like, I do really like it, and I would definitely come back again, and probably will be back again at some point. So those are my thoughts on it. I'm not sure what's going on here. This wasn't here earlier today. Anyway, not a super exciting vlog, but those are at least me sharing my first impressions of the city of Cartagena, Colombia. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.